Hello, my name is Nee and this is my final bike from Hero Factory. I chose this model to be my final project because it was the first toy that I received for Christmas from my beloved cousin. By remodeling this awesome toy, it would provide me another chance to create those wonderful memories that I had while living with them. At first, I didn't know where to start. I began looking at YouTube videos of how to make a bike in SolidWorks. A lot of them were about how to create the wheel. That's where I started. Although it seems really easy at first, I struggled with it. Using revolved base, it should have done the trick, but somehow it didn't work. I played around with it and then it finally came out as I wanted. The entire model is dimensioned in millimeter, but I used inch as my unit for the tire, so I had to scale it down to millimeter. I decided to create the most detailed part after the wheel because I wanted to spend more time on the most important part of the bike. I used sketch picture to import the picture that I have taken of the part to trace it so I can extrude and cut from the drawing. I also had to create multiple planes because they have a lot of details. My part file crashed sometime, but I always saved my sketch using Ctrl+C, so I didn't have to start from scratch. Sometimes I had to estimate the dimensions since the pictures were not perfectly normal to the sketch plane. The rest of the part are fairly easy to make since they have many symmetries. Mirror entity and the linear pattern feature was very useful. In addition, using different configurations, I was able to easily create very similar parts. The most tedious part of the project was the assembly. Vernal Bike has 165 parts, so it took some time to make them together. I mostly used coincident, concentric, and parallel mate. In addition, some of my dimension was not correctly created, so I was not be able to make the parts together properly. I had to go back and reconstruct the parts so they can make correctly. Since the rim and the tire do not depend on one another like it should, I had to use 4 motors, 2 in the front and 2 in the rear to make them rotate like an actual bike. For the simulation, I chose one of the configurations of the shaft. The material for the pieces are mostly plastic of type ABS. Since they are responsible for keeping the model together, I wanted to see how much force it can withstand. In the static simulation, I applied 200 pounds, which is more than a typical person's weight onto the shaft. The maximum displacement is 0.01 meter and the maximum stretch is 152,000 psi. Overall, I had a lot of fun doing this project, and I will definitely do something similar during my break.